This right here, fool, is the Anbernic RG Slide, one of the most divisive handhelds that have hit the market this year.
Holy crap, I forgot how big this thing is.
This thing is an absolute chonkers.
It's a thick boy.
This thing is an absolute torta.
I'm positive that they could have made this device thinner.
It's not gonna be a slim or a sleek device from what it looks like. It ain't no lightweight slim mama. It's that big mama. A ton of controversy that the community has been fighting for a couple weeks on now. Some people are calling it brilliant, with it bringing it back to our roots with the PSP GO, having that nifty slide action, while others are saying that it's overpriced, too heavy, and overall too much of a gimmick and a little too much Skrilla, a little too much money for what the device can do. What's the real story? Today we're gonna find out with the new series that I'm starting called the Retro Handheld Round Table, where I'm gonna be going over the top reviewers and seeing what everybody in the community has to say, so we can come to some sort of final verdict using the top voices that are available. Is this going to be the new king? Will this be an absolute success for Anbernic, or will it be an absolute flop? Let's find out. Anbernic is being very innovative when it comes down to this device in terms of bringing that nifty slide action. Let's see how some of the top reviewers feel about the slide action on the Anbernic RG Slide.
And the sliding mechanism. It is really hard to describe just how satisfying of a snap this thing is when you close and open it. It's also very sturdy thanks to this metal frame on the back. It's quite loud when you close it, it's got a lot of force to it, but man, it is super satisfying and fun to use.
Okay, that's respectable. Retro Game Corp seems to rock with it pretty heavy. Next, let's see what ETA Prime had to say.
It is constructed of metal, which does put a little more weight on the unit. As you can see, round back here, it feels really sturdy. It's got a little bit of a spring load to it, so it will kind of slide up once you get past a certain point. And to tell you the truth, it's really satisfying.
Okay, that's 2 for 2. People are saying it's quite sleek, quite clean, quite greasy.
This thing slides up like a PSP GO, but thicker, chunkier, a whole lot more powerful. It kind of looks like a weird little phone from a parallel timeline. That's fun.
The Tech Dweeb is also rocking with the overall design and overall form factor. That is the main thing that we got to give Anbernic. They really are innovative in this aspect. They are definitely not afraid to bring us form factors in the handheld space that aren't available on any other manufacturers. We got to give it up for that. And comparing it to the likes of a PSP GO, it doesn't even compare. A PSP GO is way slimmer, and you got to give it up for the people over at Sony being absolute engineer freaks, being able to pull that off almost 2 decades ago. With that being said, Vatu, if you're looking for a Retroid handheld that's preloaded with PS2, GameCube, N64, plus many more systems libraries, the emulators already set up, the BIOS already set up, plug and play, Vatu. Make sure you head on down to Uncle Clay's Arcade, where we got the illest handhelds on the market, fool. Alright, now let's talk about the nearly $200 price tag.
It's going to be $190 before shipping. Now that is more expensive than I was hoping. I thought it would be closer to the price point of the other devices this company has released with the same chipset, so I was hoping around $160.
They're asking for quite a bit of Skrilla, fool. They're asking for quite a bit of money, and for that amount of money you're getting the Unisoc T820, which is a little bit older of a chipset and doesn't really seem to pack the punch or pack the performance that you would get in the likes of the Retroid Pocket 5, Retroid Pocket Flip 2, or other devices that are in the $200 to $235 range. Let's see what our top reviewers have to say about the performance.
So long story short, I wouldn't say that you can play every single GameCube game on this. There are probably going to be some problematic games, but for the most part, the majority will play at a 2x resolution, and then some others you will have to make some tweaks with.
It would have been nice to see GameCube running flawlessly at least.
For the lower end stuff, you want to go to NES, SNES. Obviously, we've got some GBA, some N64. We've got a nice little device here that's going to run all of it.
$200 for 200 Skrilla, Anbernic? You could have put a little better of a chip in there.
And even then, some of the harder to run games like Burnout Revenge or even God of War 2 are not going to play at full speeds.
This is made for 4x3 stuff, and it's probably the best 4x3 stuff device that I have right now. Even higher end stuff like Dreamcast and GameCube and PS2, heck, that stuff is probably the best stuff that you can play on here.
And it's a tough sale, Anbernic. You're asking for $200 for this device. I mean, PS2 is kind of a letdown, but for it to struggle with some GameCube games, It doesn't take a whole lot of processing power in order to run GameCube games. That is a little bit of a letdown with this device. Now next, let's look at the battery life. Retro Game Corps is claiming 4 hours and 44 minutes on the PS2. That's actually a really good battery life for running PS2. But does that even matter if the game's not running correctly? Who is the Anbernic RG Slide really made for? Now, if you're looking for the best bang for your buck in terms of performance, this is not going to be it. So when you're deciding if you want to purchase one of these RG slides, it's really all going to come down to the form factor. Is that form factor worth it to you? That nifty slide mechanic. And we can't downplay how nifty the slide mechanic is. It just is. It might be a chonker, it might be a heavyweight, but having any type of device where on your Android games and as well as your retro games, you could just flip it open, have your controls right there. It's a cool experience that you can't get anywhere else, but is that worth the $200 price tag? Let's see what everybody has to say in their kind of final verdict before we come to our final verdict here on the Retro Round Table.
I think that Anbernic really shines when they change it up and they try something new, and this is a really good example of that. You probably will actually enjoy using the RG Slide.
It's a combination of the solid controls and just that screen. Anbernic, please, I'm begging you. Put this screen in more devices.
So in the time I've spent with the RG Slide, I've been really enjoying it.
They really are in their pocket in terms of creativity and putting the bag behind it. They're willing to put the money behind it and bet on themselves on these different type of form factors that you won't see anywhere else. Indeed, folk, it is quite interesting to see how everybody is feeling about the Anbernic RG Slide. It seems like the verdict is kind of split. Most of the people are rocking heavy with the form factor, think that the slide mechanic is definitely something that's worth it. But at the same time, it being such a chonkers and it being $200, it's a hard sell for most people. I hope y'all enjoy this new format of content, the Retro Handheld Round Table. We go over the top reviewers and all the top community heads to see what everybody's feeling about the device. Let me know down in the comments if you think I should continue this. Let me know down in the comments, are you picking up an RG Slide? Are you completely gassed on it? Are you completely hyped on it? Is it a for sure pickup for you? Are you looking at that price and you're like, that's a little too steep for me, fool. I think I'm gonna miss out on this one and wait for the RG Slide 2 or the next device that is on its way next week. As we know, around here in the retro handheld community, we got something new and hot nearly every week. And that makes it pretty difficult to decide which device you actually want to go with. Just fear of missing out. We're 640 subscribers strong, fool. Us Ghetto Grimy Young Vatos is taking over the retro and retro handheld community. Yes, indeed, the takeover is taking place. So if you would like to help out a little Vato get out of the dungeon, get out of grandma's basement, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so I can see you on the next video, fool. I appreciate all of you spending time with me today, and I'll see you next time.
Before we got granadas, Molotovs throw in their casa, M14s, a few Mag 10s, MP5s, keep you alive. Go get them here of the strength of the F. Before we got a bundle bulletproof with a SIG, comes with a few hollow points in a clip. This top shelf, ill as it get.